Hey, what's up? Aaron Darko again, back with another client success story interview. And today I have the pleasure of speaking with one of my clients, Mr. Raj Kira. And Raj is from India and he enrolled in our program about a few years ago now. And he's going to talk about his results that he's gotten in the last 5 months, going from skinny fat, looking pregnant to ripped and lean. He's laughing. And yeah, he's going to talk about his story because I shared your picture on my social media, and people were like,
Yeah,
"Damn, that's crazy!" Like, and I had
yeah.
that same response as well when I first saw it. So, talk to us about that in this interview, and also what you've experienced mentally going through that process. And yeah, so this is going to be a cool interview, and you're going to get a lot of value out of it if you're watching. So Raj, tell us a bit about yourself, your business, what you do.
Well, as Aaron already mentioned, my name is Raj Khera, and I'm just another Indian guy, and I started my online journey. So yeah, just to mention, I work online, and I have my own online marketing business, doing paid ads on these social media platforms, and I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and it's going good as well. And about my fitness journey, I actually came in contact with Aaron like few years back. It was exactly to be in 2020, and at that time, me and my younger brother, we were in Bali, and the we met with our financial mentor, and Aaron knew him, so we got in contact with each other, right? And at that time, I got across what Aaron has to offer and what valuable information he had, because I've searched a lot of information on YouTube, and it's a kind of an overwhelming thing, because every fitness guru is going to give you their own perspective, might be wrong or right. That's not what I can judge, but they have their own perspectives, right? They've been through their own journeys, and it's a lot of information that you might end up just consuming the information and procrastinating. So I to sum up, I actually wanted something precise, and actually wanted a real person, not just a guy with a million subscribers, because I could reach out to that person and have a conversation on what their perspective is. It's simply impossible. And so I came across Aaron, and he's in a pretty good shape, right? He's doing pretty very good shape, right? And what I liked about Aaron was his perspective on life, on improving yourself, whether it's general fitness, hitting the gym, or whether it's mobility. He talks a lot about mobility, and I have no idea what the heck mobility is. An average Joe would just know, like, lifting the weight, right, and hitting weight 6 or 7 times a week, or that's the regular ABC of fitness. That's what we have been preached, right? It's not all bad, but there are more things that are valuable in life, right? Such as taking care of your mental health, or taking care of your family or loved ones, or basically just improving, depending on whichever phase you are in your life, basically improving yourself, right? And Aaron does a variety of stuff, and quite inspirational. Like, I think he just been to Gili Islands and did some scuba diving or diving,
Yeah.
stuff. It's really impressive, and that shows your perspective as well. Like, it's all about improving, and it's becoming a man of more experience rather than possessing more stuff, right? So I really connected with that. I really vibed with that frequency and his mindset as well. So I got in touch with him, and the things that he instruct or preaches are pretty different, pretty shocking, to be precise, than a lot of fitness gurus out there tell, right? For example, like I mentioned earlier, mobility. I didn't know what mobility was. I just knew, okay, mobility is like moving from one place to another. And when I yeah, when I saw that, okay, mobility matters, especially if you are, when you get to your late 30s or 40s or 50s, that is the thing that will play one of the most crucial role. Of course, there's strength as well, but mobility is one of the other factors, right? And back in 2020, I started out with his program. But the thing is, I was in pretty decent, I would say decent 5 out of 10 uh, uh, shape. I was a bit skinny, but not skinny fat, right? And at that time, I was also, so all in all, I won't give any excuse. I didn't pay attention to that knowledge that you shared back in 2020, right? But fast forward, you know, we all age, and if we don't take care of our health or physical or mental health, it is going to deteriorate over time. That's kind of a law of physics. I don't know, if you don't take action, you become stagnant, you become lazy, you become like at one. So they say that if even in the mosquitoes breed in stagnant water, right? So that's one saying. And that's what happened in the last 2 years. I didn't pay any attention uh, to health, thought of it as just uh, it is not something to be taken care of, and it's okay, you can work on your business, that's the topmost priority, right? And neglecting the health part. And I hit a big low this year, and like Aaron was mocking that I was looking pregnant, and probably 3 or 4 months to be precise. and and I had to do something regarding that. And it was not just the physical aspect. If you're not um, in a good health state, you're not in a good mental state as well. That's for sure. You might you can ignore it. I've done it for 2 or 3 years successfully, but at the end of the day, you are going to, it's what goes around comes around. It's going to be something that you have to take care of. And I'm not saying go crazy with health, right? And that's not how Aaron teaches it as well. So there's like a precise optimum approach to it. Like you can take care of your health without impacting other aspects of your life as well, whether it's financial, whether it's relationship, right? And I got back into the system, and I didn't even uh, like went through proper course again. I just remembered what Aaron has taught me. Like, you don't have to go crazy with the fitness part, you can just go slow, right? And pay attention to your diet. So I still remember him mentioning the diet perspective, how not to eat the things that you should not be eating. For example, one of the bits that I do remember was him saying, especially that if you're going out and you know that you are going to eat shit ton of bad food, or a lot of junk stuff, that, so already you can have your protein food, whether it's chicken or whether it's something else, before you go out. And it seems really easy, but it's like really magical thing that you just really push down your cravings by already eating the thing that you should be eating. And when you go out, you don't eat at that level, you just go down by probably 60-70%. And that has really impacted me as well. And what else? And now that I've gotten back into, I think, a decent shape, um, I've started again going through the course, and looking into the information again, just to refresh my memory. And that's the whole entire journey. In last 4 or 5 months, um, I started implementing what you taught, and really became more more disciplined. And I won't say hard discipline. It's just to hit the gym 3 or 4 times a week, right? And not adding the element of procrastination, because it's too easy to procrastinate. If you have a huge mountain in front of you, like for example Mount Everest, you cannot climb it at the first time. You're not even fit for the base camp. right? But if you take baby steps, if somebody tells you, like, baby steps do matter. If somebody gives you a verified information, that baby steps do make changes, right? And then you're not worried about the Mount Everest. You're worried about doing short treks here and there, and then optimizing your body so you can also take care of other stuff. And that's, I think, the approach that was vastly different from what I've learned on YouTube and a lot of online fitness people, right? That's the one of the major differences. Yeah, that's, I think that made a whole lot of difference. That's
The
what I
baby
would like to
steps, you
share.
mean?
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah,
of
just
what did they do on YouTube? What have you learned before?
in, I've learned a lot,
Hmm.
a lot that I won't implement long term, because it's like an overload of information.
Hmm.
And even like you work online, um, nowadays the knowledge, like 25 years back, what was the problem? A guy like me from a small town, or a person from a decent town, might not have access to the information that they need. What's the problem today? It's the overload of access of information. Everybody's spitting out so much information, whether it's valuable or not. It's so much information out there. I need something that's been verified, and a person who is actively implementing that, right? A person I can talk to. I needed that, and I think you are the answer for that.
Hmm. Awesome. And so what results? Let's talk about your results. So where were you? So how much did you weigh, and how much do you weigh now? Like, let's talk about that.
So I actually weigh, so it was in kgs. I don't know, it's in
Yep.
pounds.
Yep.
So I was around 65, kind of not much weight. I'm around 5'8". I don't know how much that's in centimeter.
Okay.
172, 173.
Let me do that
Okay.
math. Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was not just the weight that was
So
around
that was
65,
140.
66.
So you're 143
Yeah.
pounds. What are you now?
Yeah, about four. I'm around 71.5 right now.
Wow. So you've packed on
And
muscle. So
yeah,
you're 153, 157.3.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So you've seen my previous picture,
Yeah.
and the whole weight was around some parts that I didn't want it to be,
Yeah.
right? And now it's I would say I'm in a better position now.
Yeah. So you've literally done what everyone wants to do, which is build more muscle and lose more fat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. So yeah, you were saying it wasn't just a physical transformation, it was mental.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been going through pretty rough roads as well. This year, my mom was diagnosed with um, stage 3 breast cancer, and I had like a relationship problem. Yeah, I had a relationship problem. I was separated from my wife as well. So I think that played one of the primary roles as well, especially mother part, because you realize that the thing that you're taking for granted might not last for a longer duration. And me and my mother, we do talk about this as well. Like, for example, I'm planning to like buy uh, a piece of land here around the town, and hopefully start my own organic, grass fed. That's one of my dreams that I would like to accomplish in next 5 years.
Amazing.
And yeah, like you say, grass fed chicken and all that good stuff. We are consuming chicken, but I don't know where that comes from. And if I can do that, I think it's totally doable, especially here at my place.
Sorry to interrupt, but that's an interesting point to bring up. Is you don't eat beef, right? Because you're in India.
Oh, let me tell you another interesting fact. So that's like 100% more than this. Is I can show you a picture of my cousins or my relatives, right? The common thing that we have is most of us don't eat protein. That's the default Indian diet. When you talk to me like eat protein, I was like, how the heck would I get protein? Because it's not readily available.
Yeah.
Beef, like if somebody knows that I have a piece of beef here on my table, people would come out of my house to kill me, because beef is considered sacred.
Yeah.
So that's like a really sensitive issue. And back like in 2020, that was also one of the factors, because I was in a small town and things were not readily available. But now, like, I'm in a good city. It's like a capital of my state.
Where do you stay?
And
What city is that?
it's called Mohali.
Mohali.
It's near
Okay.
Chandigarh. Chandigarh is like it's near Chandigarh, and Chandigarh is like the world's like most planned city. You can search it up, Chandigarh, or the most planned city in the world. You'll find something around along those lines. And yeah, it's a really good place to be. And now everything is readily available. And just to go back, to rewind back, all my relatives or all the people that I know, they won't ever, they might eat chicken when they gather around party. So that's a party thing. Chicken is like a privilege, so it's a party thing. When you get together, you drink alcohol, you drink beer, or what, whiskey, right? It's that thing that when you celebrate, chicken is for only the celebration, and most people won't even eat that. Like, I have a lot of relatives, they won't even eat chicken because that's something related to the religion. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, but they eat shit ton, excuse my French, pardon. They eat a lot of medicines. They are out of shape. Like my gut, my belly that you've seen, that would be like a mockery to their to their bellies. That would be like, okay, you're in the infant stage. You're not there quite yet. So it's like I've never eaten eggs, or like we were broke as hell. We couldn't afford even the eggs, right? And until I was what 19 or 20 years of age, I've never eaten much of protein. Growing up, it was just carbs. Growing up, that's all. And we have, like, even though you might get a lot of information, like you probably already know that Indian food is super spicy, it's super fried, super cooked. That's what we've been eating, and that's what most of the people eat. And that's the reason the default Indian body does not qualify the healthy, marks. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And the only community is here, I think, that eat significant amount of protein is the Muslim community, because it's in their religion. In the Hindu community, or we are as a Sikh, we are also told not to go like not to eat much. But in Hindu community, it's like you don't eat meat, protein, or you don't eat non-veg or chicken. It's prohibited. And you can see the difference in different communities, whatever their eating preferences are. Like now you might be in the Western world and debating that, oh, protein is not good, protein is not this. Look at an average person around my age, of my ethnicity, and you would get the idea. Like, I'm the living specimen. I'm telling you, like, these things do matter. You might debate on it as much as possible, as much as you want, but come to India, bro, you'll know. Like, we eat carbs all lifelong. Not all day long, it's all lifelong. Yeah, so you'll see the difference.
Yeah. So how has your life changed since achieving this outcome? Like, you built more muscle, you're lean, you don't have that belly anymore. How has life been different?
Yeah. I'm still working on the belly part as well, but I think it's like you definitely feel good in your body. That's the only thing that you're going to live into. You might think you live in this house, or you might think I live in this town, but first you live in your body and your mind. That's the thing that's going to stay with you for the next, hopefully, I don't know how many years, right? So that's the thing that you should be taking care of. That should be the topmost priority, because if you can take care of yourself, you can take care of your business or your relationships, right? And depending upon the priorities become a lot clearer, because your mind can function a lot clearer. And yeah, when you see yourself in the mirror, you feel like, okay, I look different. I've never looked like that in my life, and that's like a totally new version of yourself. And sometimes it's hard to believe that, oh wow, okay, because it's not something that you see. We don't have like folks with abs or folks with really good body just walking around. It's not a common scene here. Everybody's a little bulky, right? They have a little bit of flab, right? Their faces, their body, right? It's a common ground, you know. That's what everybody thinks, that it's the common ground. And then they cry about the medication, and I have to start taking pills, you know, I have to start visiting doctors. It's a really common scenario here, you
So
know.
so
With
how come it's so that's most people's reality, right? Like you go out there and you look around, everyone's not in shape, like no one's really taking care of their health. So how did you flip that switch to be the guy that's like, all right, I'm going to take charge of my health. I'm not going to be like all these people.
Hmm,
Like what was that mental
exactly,
shift? Like how do you see it?
exactly. So it all started with our financial breakthrough, when we were able to sustain our income online, right? And so we started connecting with like the foreign mentality that was outside India, right? We were making money. We run our ads, or we run our business in the first world countries, basically US, Canada, UK, and New Zealand, Australia, and all those countries. And after that, when you are able to like elevate your finances, you know, the next thing that came to my mind was, how can I elevate myself, right? I've been through tough time, I was able to do this and that, but can I do it consistently? Can I do it without saying tough times? Can I do it without making it more difficult, right? And the answer was health. Can I optimize myself, right?
Mm.
And I do have this habit of like working on my mind as well, and that's where you make most of your decisions. So I do like these meditation sessions, like I think everybody should try this. It's called a Vipassana meditation. It's a 10-day course
Yeah, I'm
where
thinking
you
about doing that. Yeah.
have
I'm going to do
yeah,
it
yeah,
at some point.
that
Yeah.
would be, yeah, do it. I have like done it twice. It's really
Nice.
awesome. And I'm going in December for 3 days, and then back in January for 10 days. So these were the things that came on later, but I started focusing on the health part, because I thought, okay, my family has never seen the amount of wealth that we were able to generate. Is there something else that we could do differently as well that would be helpful to the upcoming generation, right? I was like, okay, now the next is mind and body, right? That's when I messaged you and saw what you have to offer, and saw all the knowledge that you had. I was really impressed and moved by it, right? That's when the health part ticked, right? And now after 2 years, the mind part, right? But at the end of the day, the mind and the body, they work in a similar fashion, right? They both should work in sync, and they both complement each other, right? If you are taking care of your body, you'll start taking care of your mind as well. If you're taking care of your mind, eventually you're going to start taking care of your body as well, because this is the first thing. This is the thing that you are going to stay with your entire life. And if you can make a peace with yourself, understand things better and better emotionally, then you can take care of your other loved ones as well. So that's when the health perspective came in, when I was able to take care of the finances, right? And I thought, okay, what's the next best thing that we can do? And it was health, you know. That's
I
when
like
it
that,
clicked.
like elevating yourself. I like that. So where do you think
Yeah.
you'd be right now if you didn't take action? You didn't join the program? Where do you think you'd be?
Oh, I would be kind of lost in plenty of debates that goes around in health. I wouldn't have a substantial proof to do something long term, I might drift off doing some diet 1 month, 2 months down the line. I might say, okay, this doesn't work. Okay. And I might just drift away in all the overload of information that we have on the internet. I think that's where I would be.
Mm.
And to sum up, I just wanted something that could be taken care of, and I don't have to worry about it, or I don't have to worry about updating it after 1 month or 2 months. I needed something substantial, something solid that I could rely upon, right? And of course, it should be easy as well. And what I mean by that is, I'm not the we don't cook. I'm not the person who you might see cooking, and that's just not what I can do. So it's just another privilege that I have somebody here. It's like really affordable in India, and you can have somebody cook for you. And I did that, and have basically the protein rich diet that I don't have to take care about, right? It's all fixed, and I can just focus on the fitness and the business part.
Mm. So you got it nice and dialed in now because you know exactly what you're doing, right? So it's easy for you.
Exactly.
It's easy to fit into your
Yeah,
schedule.
yeah, exactly.
So if there's anyone watching,
Yes, it is.
so yeah, if there's anyone watching that's on the fence about, joining, or they're just checking it out and they're like, yeah, I'm not sure about this. What have you got to say to those people if they want to join?
Yeah, I think you definitely need to have like a strong decision making skill. I think if I didn't know, if I had no idea who Aaron Darko is, and I came across your YouTube channel. So what I do nowadays is, if I have to buy a course, I don't even say buying a course. I just say, if I have to get an access to information that I think or I perceive as valuable, I would look at what sort of value that particular person has already offered, right? So in this case, what I mean is, I would see your social media. That's the only thing that I can get to know more about you. I would see, okay, this guy seems pretty genuine, but hey, I don't know, because there's a lot of information. That's the only thing that would stop you from taking decision, is there's a lot of information out there, right? And I would go type Aaron Darko, right? What are the things that I come across? I would come across your Instagram, right? I would come across your YouTube channel, right? And the thing that would matter the most to me is like your habits. Who is Aaron Darko? What sort of information or what sort of persona you're portraying? And I think if a person with a good mindset watches your YouTube videos and see what sort of value you're putting out there, right? I would definitely see a good amount of trust in you, because that's the first thing that I would want to see. I don't want to buy a cheap or very affordable, I won't say cheap, very affordable course of let's say $7, or a workout routine of $10, or whatever the amount is, from a person who has like a 2 million subscribers, right? I wouldn't kind of do that. I need somebody who I can reach out to on a regular basis, or I can exchange information. I feel like a friend, right? And yeah, I think if I check, I didn't knew you, right? I went back and I have to see what you have to offer. I would definitely think that you do have value, and it's not just about the health perspective. You have information on almost every sort of knowledge, spiritual, or just to improve yourself, whether it's mind or body, right? And I do see a trust factor and a friend in you, that I can reach out to, that I cannot reach out to a person with a million subscribers. It's not easy. It's not possible, right? And you are a person, you don't like operate that way, and I really appreciate that. And I definitely, the information I've been through, the insights that you've shared, which most people might be shocked to know that, okay, I thought that it's like working 3 hours a day, working out 3 hours a day every single day. I thought that was the solution, because everybody's saying do push-ups like this. Now, if you even start searching push-ups, you'll find like 10 or 20 sorts of push-ups, diamond push-ups, whatever. There are so many. What do I do? It's information overload. I would end up doing nothing, right? So yeah, I think it definitely matters. What you preach is something precise, and it's not at that Mount Everest level. It's doable. That's what I want. I don't want you to use fancy terminologies. I want something that's doable, that's precise, that's not easy, but it is easier to implement, So at the end of the day, you you pass all the check markers. That's the reason that I would.
Awesome.
If I had some option, I would go for your information.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And like you say on the wall there, take action now, right?
Yes.
That's literally it. Yeah. Take action now. That's what it's all about. It's how can we engineer this program so you can take action within your busy schedule so it fits into your schedule, right? And that's the key. So yeah, thanks, Raj, for sharing your experience. I really appreciate it. And if you watching this and you want similar results to Raj, you want to go from skinny fat with a belly and you want to get some muscle. I mean, look at him. He's got shoulders. He's got biceps popping out of his shirt. Like if you want that for yourself, then click the link below this video and go ahead and book your free call. You can watch the presentation and then get all the other information that you need. All right. We'll talk to you soon on the next one. Raj, thank you very much. And I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you, sir.